So I am here with a dear friend of the podcast, a member of the team, of the family, Daniele Terry, to explore San Sabino, which is a fairly new restaurant. It's a year old. It's kind of in the infant stages. From the team of Don Angie, our dear friends, Angie and Scott Tacinelli, who have been on the podcast before. They did a fantastic Italian-American cookbook. This is their new restaurant that is following the tradition that New York always had of Italian-American seafood restaurants. New York had so many seafood restaurants, Italian-American seafood restaurants, but it kind of disappeared. And San Sabino is kind of like a new beachhead with that, bringing the older concept of the Italian-American seafood restaurant, but bringing dishes with, what would you say, a new twist?
A new
Traditional
twist,
dishes
updated.
with a new twist.
I mean, this place is definitely for the cool kids.
We've heard so many things about it, just peering in. It's aesthetically beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
The floors
yeah.
alone, right?
It's beautiful.
If you don't even eat fish, if you're allergic to fish, just come down to look at the floor. We are coming here today to explore this, hopefully, which will become another New York institution.
Hey, we're Scott and Angie, and welcome to San Sabino. We are here in the West Village of New York City, right next door to our other restaurant, Don Angie, on Greenwich Avenue.
We're just trying to keep the Italian-American culture alive, but breathe kind of like a new, fresh life into it. And I think that's what's exciting about opening these restaurants, is creating an Italian-American food that kind of fits within that box and those flavors, but has like different ingredients that you would never see with a different flavor.
I think we're both incredibly proud of our heritage as Italian Americans, and you know, just getting to share Italian American food with people, but like with a new perspective. Yeah, I think that's why I enjoy doing what we do. Like, we're so passionate about Italian American food, Italian American culture, and yeah, we just want to like share it with people in a new way that's, you know, maybe kind of makes them think differently about it. It's like a little more exciting. But I think we take a really new and fresh approach to what we do. So hopefully it's surprising and exciting for our guests.
So we are back with the dynamic duo that run the empire, that is the Don Angie empire. So we are here with Scott and Angie, who are friends of the podcast. You've been on previously. You've been on multiple episodes. And I connived a Postcards episode today because I knew it was the only way that I was going to get into their new restaurant, San Sabino. And it's always packed. Am I correct?
I mean, it's a tiny restaurant.
It is, but yes.
I mean, it's always packed. I mean, whenever John needs to get a table here, it's a call-out favor.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about San Sabino, your new venture.
So we named the first restaurant after Angie, because she's the boss. That's why it's Don Angie. You know, my name's not Don like everybody else thinks. But we wanted to name this restaurant something that had to do with me. So we named it after my grandfather, whose name was Sabino. So we named it San Sabino, Saint Sabino.
We also have here with us today at the table Daniele Terry, because there's no one else that you want to dine at a hot, new Italian-American institution, gastronomic institution than Danielle. Danielle, who's been on our podcast, does the Arthur Avenue food tours, a food expert, an art expert, a docent. I mean, you got a lot of titles.
I got a few titles, but I also have been here at like 5 o'clock to try to, especially after listening to your episode on the Italian American podcast, to eat, and I have not been successful. So when you asked me to come, I was like, yes.
Yes, that's how
that's
how we conned all this. We're here before everybody else. But we got to look inside at the kitchen and the magic that you work there. So why don't you tell everybody what some of the specialties of what is the concept behind San Sabino?
So it's a little more, it has more of a seafood focus than Don Angie. I think it's kind of like a little more bold, creative. It's kind of like an evolution of our style. You know, Don Angie opened almost 8 years ago now, and it's been hard to be like, you know, it's not even hard to be creative, but it's been hard to add things to the menu there because we have a lot of like staples. So we just kind of had this like list of just ideas, you know, from the backlog from the past, you know, 7 years. So this restaurant, I think, just gave us license to be like a little more creative, throw some more ideas out there. Yeah.
And it's right next door, so it's easy to go back and forth. You know, it's kind of like the grandma lives in the basement.
Keep it all on the block.
And the But it's an octopus carpaccio that is studded with capicola. So we take the legs and we roll them with capicola, and then the natural gelatin from the octopus holds it all together.
Now, I gotta ask, who came up out of the two of you? Who came up with this? I mean, this is a lot.
I think
this is
everyone
like
came up with this
gymnastics.
one.
I
Yeah.
remember we were talking about this, but like
Well, this-
Look at how beautiful that looks.
And for those who don't know, capicola is gabagool.
That's
Right,
not-
right.
this is
Yeah.
a lobster roll. This is Angie's
That's
like genius
fantastic.
on a lobster tail.
I mean, think about it. Like, if you ask Neapolitans for what is the signature emblematic dishes, right? Pizza, anything tomato sauce ragu, that's South America from the tomato. And you think of eggplant parmesan, really, the eggplant is from the Middle East, the tomatoes are from the New World, and what do you get from Campania is the mozzarella. But it's a fusion, we are a fusion.
And it goes back to the
culture
Roman
as far as
Empire. We
food.
know now from archaeology that the biggest trading partner of Rome was India. And this is where all these spices were coming in. The idea of the Silk Road is kind of a fantasy, but there was huge trade routes between Rome and Egypt and India. So yeah, we've always been a globalized cuisine.
One of the best things about being Italian American is growing up with family and having the grandmas cook and eating their food. And a lot of people never experience that if you don't have Italian American friends or you didn't grow up Italian American. So having these restaurants gives everybody the opportunity to kind of experience that a little bit, and I think that's the really cool part of it,
Only an Italian American grandma would put,
This much food on a
7
table.
plates on your table. Speaking of grandmas, croquettes, as you guys might know, is it's a popular thing you see on the streets of Napoli. It's a popular street food. But this particular one, we use a smoky scamorza cheese in there that's from my grandma's hometown of Alvignano, which is a pretty small, kind of specific place in Italy that you don't hear about. In fact, like when I go to Italy and ask people about it, they have no idea what it is, where it is. But there's a cheesemaker there that makes this cheese, and we get it and we put it into this croquette.
I gotta jump in. This is spectacular.
Experience something new and exciting and have fun. And I feel like dining out is like a source of entertainment. So, but there also should be this comfort to it too. It shouldn't be you shouldn't have to think too hard about what you're eating. So that's the balance we try to strike is familiarity, comfort food, but also these new and exciting twists that surprise people and excite them.
One of my pet peeves is when Italian Americans are like, it's all dead, it's all gone. Italy is a thriving country. You can go there, you can learn language, you can go to your ancestral town, you can go eat avant-garde stuff, and then you can come back here and integrate it with everything that we have. There's no reason for any of this to be dying.
And you got a book as well. So if you can't come to New York,
It's
'cause
aptly
you live
named
wherever,
Italian American.
The book. John loves that book. John's so lost out. John couldn't make it today, but that's too bad for him.